Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to this second ever Faithful Creating Bible Art Hop. It's a mouthful, I know. But I'm excited to bring this to all of you again. And I have some amazing creators and crafters and artists that are participating in this hop. So please check out the links below in the description box. Stop by everybody's channel, say hi, and definitely go ahead and subscribe to their channel. They are all amazing, all of them, each and every one. So I wanted to just pop on before I start my video on how I made my my piece for this particular hop. The theme of this hop is God's promise. And I wanted everybody to answer, what promise of God are you holding on to right now? Because you know, promises in the Bible can mean more sometimes than other times. Or you read something, it's like, wow, okay, I'm going to hold on to that. It's like it almost becomes a new promise because it becomes personal to you, right? So I am going to show you how I made this piece. I actually just put it onto the canvas. It's on a flat canvas. I gave it a little bit of de-stress. And yeah, we're going to work on this together. In the video, you're not going to see it on the canvas, just so that you know. Like I said, I just did that like just now. Because I want to hang this in my living room. So I needed to put it on something that I can hang it okay. But we're going to work on all this, the pretty flowers and getting the words down. And I am going to do my best to explain to you why this speaks to me as a promise of God. I hope you enjoy my video and I hope that you enjoy this hop. Okay, bye-bye everybody. Watch. Don't go away. Continue to watch. Okay, love you all. Okay. So I recently purchased some Daniel Smith watercolor paints, but they are the Jean Haynes Master Artist set. So the colors, all the colors here are from that set, as well as the shimmer set that I also purchased. And I saw Irit Landgraf use this set, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get it, and I got it. And I'm supposed to be on a spending freeze, so Helen H, don't close your ears. But anyway, yeah, I am loving this paint. I'm just kind of fooling around and watching the amazing colors and how they mix and blend and the way that they move. And I'm just really letting that flower in the middle just kind of do its own thing. And you're going to see as I work on this page that, yeah, you're going to say, wow, that's like really not very pretty. But in the end, just watch. Now look at that. Did you see that? Watch. Look at. Oh, it's like, oh my gosh. It is so beautiful. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need some more of this yellow all around. So, you know, don't be hesitant to use your watercolors. I am loving them because they are so forgiving. So like I said, you're going to say, wow, this is really not very pretty, but wait until the end because it just all comes together. So as I'm finishing up that flower, and it's not finished, trust me, I decided, well, let me go to this beautiful, almost like a mustard yellow color. And again, I am just playing. I'm just, you know, like what I have in my head at this point, I do have an idea of what I want it to look like in the end. And so I'm just placing color in the places where I know I want flowers. And as long as you have color there, you can make flowers out of it. So again, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just do it. Just do it. So I'm adding some leaves on here, and you'll see me throughout this through this video where I take like a tissue and I wipe off the puddles, because as you can see in the certain areas, like those little pink flowers, gosh, when you pull off a puddle of water, it makes such yumminess on, with the watercolor paint. I just love the look of it. And this is one of her shimmer colors in the off-white, and I'm just placing just a little bit in the middle of all the flowers, and here I go, taking off some more of the paint. This again, this effect to me, wait until I do these leaves. Watch, like, look at how pretty, right? It makes it look more watercolory. How is that for a word? And now I have selected my favorite black pens, and I'm deciding which one to start with. I decided to start with this Tombow pen. One end of it is a gray and the other is a black. I don't know the name of it because it's pretty much all in Chinese, Japanese. I'm not sure, but I can't read it. It's made in Japan. It's a calligraphy pen made in Japan by Tombow. Love it. Love it. One of my favorites. And you're going to now see all the flowers, but starting with this middle flower, you're going to see it come into shape now. And as I'm working on this flower, I'll talk a little bit about what I'm doing, but I also want to talk about what be strong and courageous means to me, which is the quote or part of a verse that I'm going to put onto this page. I actually have two verses that I want to focus on. There's a few verses in the Bible that have the words be strong and courageous, but I selected a couple of them that really speak to me for this time in my life. And the first one is Joshua 1:6. And this verse reads, "Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them." So that is Moses speaking to Joshua. So right before Moses died, he actually laid hands on Joshua and basically, passing the baton off to Joshua. And Joshua had a very big task at hand, right? He was responsible for getting everybody over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, the promised land. And yeah, right, there were giants, right? There's all the stuff going on. He was given that task. So that tells me that for me personally in my life, I have some pretty big tasks in front of me, as I'm sure most, if not all of you do as well. Well, you know what? Just be strong and courageous. God tells us, and he shows us in Scripture, that these mighty, mighty men had to even be told to be strong and courageous. And through those words, they stay strong, they are courageous in what God has put before them. And you and I, we can and will be exactly the same way. So I hold on to that promise very, very much so. It gives me that, I want to say, that strength, right? To know that I can get through anything. Another place that we see these words in the Bible is First Chronicles 28:20. And it reads, Then David continued, Be strong and courageous and do the work. Don't be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord God, my God, is with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. He will see to it that all the work related to the temple of the Lord is finished correctly. So this is where David is speaking to Solomon. David prepared all of the things, all of the gold, just everything that would be necessary to build the temple. And he is giving this task to Solomon. And again, such a big task, right? This is where the Ark of the Covenant is going to be, right? And oh my gosh, talk about a big task. And you know what? My tasks that I am facing right now in my life are nowhere near as big as that. So, if God wanted Solomon and Joshua to know, be strong and courageous. He is here with us. You know what? Then that's a word for me and for you too. So I was just showing you, what I've done so far with those flowers. They look much better now, don't they? You saw my little thumbs up. I'm like, okay, I got the placement of the words, and I'm a happy camper. And yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my wet adhesive to get these down. I already had these done. So that word strong, it's actually on, I want to say, watercolor paper. And I used an old retired set from Stampin' Up! Called Short Order Alphabet. And then I used a set of thickers for Courageous. And right here, I'm just going to take the piece of paper off of the pad so that I can work on it a little easier. And this is the paper that I'm using. It is cold press paper, which means that it does have some texture to it. And I'm finding that I like that very, very, very much because to me, it kind of moves the watercolor around. It kind of helps it move. And here is my mess up. Now, just watch. I mean, I can't believe I did this, but I did. Now, is that awful? That is really, 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 really awful. But before I go to fix it, I took some of this shimmer Daniel Smith paint it's kind of like a bronze color, and oh my gosh, I did the splattering all over the page. And I'm going to actually put a link below for a channel that I recently found her. Alyona Creates, I think, is how I don't know if I'm saying it right or not. But she truly, her style and Irit's definitely, they definitely inspired this page. I'm sure like when you watch videos, you get little tips and tricks and, you just learn these little things that maybe you wouldn't thought of yourself. And, you pull it all together and you end up with something that's yours, but, and it's you, but you just kind of pull in different things from different people, like even the great artists did, But anyway, so here this is, and oh my gosh, it looks so much better, so much better. So I'm glad I was able to fix that because that was really bad. I'm lifting it up so you can kind of see the shimmer. See it in the middle of the flowers and that pretty bronze color up in the upper right. So I'm super happy with it so far. But you notice how on the left, it's kind of blank. Well, I'm like, no, 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 no. So after all of this, where it should be finished, I decided to add another flower. To be totally honest, I was going to do something different with this, but I decided against that. So I went ahead and wanted to fix it and make it look more even. So I went ahead and I put another flower, and then you're going to watch here. I have way. See how that green is going into the flower? It was just too wet. So I'm just going to take my tissue. I'm going to basically mop some of that up. I did put a little bit of that white shimmer paint in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. Now you'll see here, the lines of what you're drawing do not have to be, I want to say perfect, but what I mean is some of the color can go outside the lines and the color doesn't have to completely fill in the lines. That's the awesome wonder of watercolor. Very forgiving, like I said, and I'm just having so much fun with it. So, yeah, so I went ahead and I did blot it off again a little bit, and I gave it a nice dry. And I'm just taking my black Signo Uniball and go ahead making some dots. This really turned out having a lot of dots on it. And I really like it. I like the way that it looks. And with, yeah, see my thumbs up with that flower there? I'm much happier. And this is the finished page, except that I ended up putting it on the canvas, which I showed you in the very beginning of the video. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Here are some photos. Please remember to go look at everybody else's video, give them some love, and please subscribe to my channel. And I'll be back, I don't know, after Christmas with another hop. God bless. Bye-bye.